We won't know until we can actually get that and talk about that.
Right, but it's exciting to talk about. Yes, it is.
It's a great piece for us. So let's talk a little bit about this ARPA monies that we had, because I think this is this funding from the state is going to be key for us developing some of this other stuff that we've just talked about, the sports complex and our other future growth. So as many people probably know, not only did when the federal government put monies in place for the American Recovery Plan Act, or ARPA funding, and they sent some directly to municipalities across the state, especially larger cities. They also sent a bunch of money to the state. The state got $1.9 billion of ARPA funds that they decided to divide up and use across the state. As part of that, you encouraged us, and we were working towards an application process to get some of this money. So let's talk about those ARPA funds and some of the monies we've got. As we got into this process, why did you feel like these were important to the city, these ARPA funds?
I really felt like it was extremely important. I felt like it was a no-brainer that we had to have our share of the ARPA funds. We needed a new, and we still need a new mechanical wastewater system. And I began, because we began to experience things with our sewer system, I began to not be able to sleep nights, and I more or less felt like a big responsibility was on my shoulders. So I decided I was going to lobby for these ARPA funds, and I did just that, David. I did it night and day, and any time that I was away from my regular job, I was working on that. So I was very excited when they told me that they called from the Capitol and said, Mayor, you may want to get on this live web with us right now, because we're live and you're going to get awarded $40-some million. Well, I was sitting there watching it, and I watched it for 5 minutes, and I thought, really, I should call David and Susan and tell them to get on the link also. Right. But we needed these funds, and we needed them desperately. Like I said, I felt like it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us. And now we've got a good portion of that handled, so we can move forward. And infrastructure is just as important as any other new growth to our city. And we needed to have these funds in order to help us get there.
Absolutely.
We're supposed to be one of the fastest growing cities in Oklahoma, and I just felt the real need for this.
Yeah. Let me give a little bit of background for those that may not know exactly what we're getting into. The city is under what's called a consent decree. We have one of the last lagoon systems in Tulsa County, and probably one of the only lagoon systems for a city of our size in the state.
I think you're right.
And so because of that, with our projected growth, we have got to upgrade that system. And we knew that going into it. We've been working on this off and on for the last several years. How do we begin to get to that point? Well, the studies that we've got and the engineering pieces that we've got showed we needed approximately $44 million to build a new, what they call a mechanical plant. So moving away from lagoon into a mechanical plant. And so at our conversations with the other council members in session, we said, let's go after these ARPA funds.
Right.
And so they did. And as you said, you did a ton of work on this. I mean, the city staff did some work. We put processes together, but you were out there dealing with the state elected officials on a daily basis in many cases.
Yes,
across the board, we made several trips to Oklahoma City.
Yes.
And then you were making trips to their offices and other places across the state.
Calling on each and every one of them,
That's
everyone that I could. It was a very exciting time I asked they understood our plea, they understood our dilemma, and they listened, and they awarded us. So I was very, very happy.
How many $million?
$44 million.
$44 million.
I think we received the largest municipal award in the state of Oklahoma.
I believe that's correct. There were a couple of other awards larger than us, but not
municipal. Right, that's correct.
And so a very exciting process. Congratulations on that.
Well, thank you.
I know the state House of Representatives thought so much of the work that you did that that they also issued a citation of recognition.
Yes, they
to you
did.
for this.
Yes, they did.
So, very well deserving process, the amount of work that you put in to
Well-
gather these funds for the city and for Glenpool. And
I was very surprised, though, David. I felt like I should be giving a citation to the House and to our Senate, and they gave me that citation, just brought me to tears. But they've really come to bat for Glenpool,
Yeah.
and we need to be very grateful for that and very thankful for that. In fact, I will be spending a lot of my holiday time writing thank yous to the House and to the Senate.
And there are, I mean, while it took a vote of the House and the Senate to get this done,
That's
there were a
correct.
few key people that we relied on, especially in the
Yes.
beginning, to get this going.
Yes.
And so I know we can't name everybody, and we won't, but there were a couple of local people especially that helped us with this.
Well, there was, Lonnie Sims was very, very helpful.
Yeah.
And also State Representative Hall, State Representative Jeff Boatman, several of the senators, just people that I've become good friends with, I was able to reach out to through my networking processes, and they just really came to bat for us.
Yeah.
And I cannot say enough good things or tell them how extremely thankful we are, how grateful we are that they came to bat for the city of Glenpool.
Absolutely.